Rachel back with another video here on Live Study Hacks. School is right around the corner, and that means that a relaxing summer break is soon over. We must now bring on our A game, and that means leaving the comfort of our houses to jump back into the in-person teaching model. With this challenge in mind today, on Live Study Hacks, we'll be heading towards the academic route to therefore talk about some secret study tips to keep on your checklist to start school on the right foot. But before we start, just a reminder to help support our channel and the children of incarcerated parents, please make sure to subscribe and like this video. More information is on my website linked down below. So let's get on to this video. School builds our day-to-day lives, and there's no escaping from it. It is important in our lives for ultimate success. Our education determines the college we get into and our future career. So if we learn how to be effective early on, the more we can reap from life's benefits. Whether you're a slacker, which I admit is me sometimes, a hard worker, or a naturally smart individual, these secret study tips, I hope, will provide you with inspiration to start studying. To explain to you all these tips, we'll be using a mnemonic, which is the word FAST. For your information, the acronym FAST is when you're low on time and you've been given a test or quiz and you have 1 to 2 days to study. Follow this FAST mnemonic in order for you to perform well on a test within a short notice. So the first letter is F, and that stands for first time success. Straight A students have extreme clarity. The trick to that is to get it right the first time. You may often feel like in class that you're not comfortable with a certain topic while the teacher is teaching. However, toppers succeed in class because they learn the concept beforehand for maximum success. So when the class starts, it's just a revision from a different source. These toppers learn a concept from a source that provides them precision. It could be Khan Academy or a tutor, and maybe at school they can focus, and that means at school they can focus at a topic at a more revised level. A stands for always take notes. High performers do not look at other people's notes. They pick up their own notes because they have confidence that their notes are working and making them feel comfortable. Especially these standout students take handwritten notes because it gets into their brain. So I recommend always write handwritten notes if possible and stick to your own notes. Another quick thing to keep in mind while we're on this topic of notes are so vital. So while your teacher is teaching, take notes, because when you're taking notes in class, you're connecting with what the teacher has to say, but if you're lying down and passively letting the information and the image go into your brain, you tend not to remember it. So sit up straight and always take notes. Then the S and the acronym FAST stands for see your notes before bed. Your memory is fickle, and a quick revision before your sleep will allow you to process the information that you just learned. Sleep makes alpha waves, and your subconscious, I believe, will be slowly processing this information. So revise and sleep. T stands for teach someone. Before you go to school, go to your stuffed animal or go to any family member and ask them to sit and listen to you for just 5 minutes of you briefly explaining a topic. If it is a family member, ask them to ask you questions so that you're fully engaged in the topic. Now you're ready to take on that assessment, and in making parts of this video, you know the fast way to study. But there's a second acronym called PACE, which you can implement if you have more study time. I think this mnemonic is extremely helpful and has some of my favorite strategies. But before we get started, you need to make a timetable or a list of priorities so you know what to block your time. Please be sure to check out my time management video that I posted last time to create a time management list in order for you to start your work. So on to the acronym PACE. So the first letter P stands for practice test / mock test. Practice tests are so crucial for success. You can tell with these tests where you went wrong to get further practice. Remember, if you're on a time crunch in this process, use Pareto's principle, which is 80% of the questions on your paper is 20 to 30% of your syllabus. Make sure to analyze your practice test paper with your syllabus and study smart, not hard. With this process, make sure you're studying like a teacher, because if you keep yourself in the teacher's shoes, you're more likely to do well on a test or quiz as opposed to a regular student who's just studying. The next letter is A, and A stands for acronym and mnemonic. Well, we are using acronyms for the purpose of this video, so you can remember these tips and strategies for maximum success. For those who do not know what acronyms are, acronyms are words that make up the first letter to other words. As a mnemonic device, acronyms help you remember the first letters of an item in a list, which in turn help you remember the list itself. So for example, some common acronyms are PEMDAS, NASA, and UNICEF. Just a fun fact, students rated acronyms helpful in multiple ways, including increasing motivation to begin studying. Students who reported lower prior use of acronyms created their own acronyms during the semester and conveyed intentions to continue mnemonic use on their own in later classes. And according to an article on Frontier, the writer suggests that the structure of mnemonics and acronyms directly impacts the mental representation of a text, and finally shows that mnemonic acronyms could be used to improve the resilience towards detrimental effects of interruptions, at least at certain steps of a procedural task. So acronyms are proven to be helpful. Let's move on to the next letter, C, and C stands for chunk and close. With chunking out your time, there are certain methods that people find helpful. There is the famous Pomodoro technique, where you study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and then study for a longer period of time and take a longer break. This works, and others like to take short and frequent breaks and keep studying. It really depends on you, but chunk your time so you do not sit too long on a subject. If you're studying for a final exam which requires a week's notice, use a handy spaced repetition. Review a concept, and after 2 days, review that same concept again, so you're decreasing that forgetting curve. If you want more information about spaced repetition, watch Elliot Dahl. He does a really nice job explaining in depth what it is. Also, while studying, it's also important to close your textbook, because if you're reading a textbook and solving a problem with the answer sheet right near you, it's probably not going to stick into your head. This method also enhances the Zen-Kara effect, which says that you have to 20% read and 80% recite. Chunk your time and close your book is the way to go. Lastly, E. And E stands for exercise. Okay, many of us want to not do this. I believe there's very few out there who are very consistent with exercising. We want to binge watch on Netflix and eat some popcorn than, actually exercising. But exercising is crucial, and that's why the top 1% does it. While you take your short breaks, do a quick stretch break, go outside, play your favorite sport, ride a bike, walk a dog, do whatever you need to do to get that fresh air and get straight back to work. When you're exercising, dopamine releases, which allows you to finish your work faster. While we talk about breaks, it's something I really stress about in my videos, but when you're taking breaks, some people recommend for you to study for those 15 minutes and take a 5-minute break, and study for the 60 minutes and take a 10-minute break. So remember to take breaks and exercise. You need to get yourself moving. So this is the PACE acronym. When you're studying, remember to do practice tests, use acronyms, close your book and use chunk, and lastly to exercise. I hope you found these 2 tips on FAST and PACE acronyms super helpful, but I would like to give you some additional bonus tips. The first one is to listen to music with no lyrics to help you study. Steve Jobs listened to Carnatic music while studying, so this is the time to experiment with different types of music, flamenco or classical music, which is one of my personal favorites. And after that, it's important to know about subject variety. Study multiple subjects a day and not just 2 subjects, because the brain likes variety and likes to study various things in studying. So periodically revise multiple subjects and do more than one thing. And this leads me to another tip, which is information try to study from multiple sources before a test or assessment. It could be like, reading from your notes, read a textbook, or go on Khan Academy. Every time you revise the information, do it a different way. And then this is another strategy. It has its ups and downs, but study with your friends. Study with people who are like-minded as you, who are doing well, and hang around people who are motivated and also get good grades. So you can learn from them, and they can probably learn from you some things, so that you're both enhancing each other. While you're studying with your friends, you're verbalizing information, which can help with, success in learning. And studying with friends makes you seem distracted or not focused, and this is not your style. You don't have to do it, but studying with friends has been proven effective for so many people. And my last and final step is, once you've done the best possible things in your hands before a test, you must get sleep. And sleep is so important and produces a large number of waves, and it's particularly helpful because these alpha waves can reduce anxiety and depression. So getting your sleep is so valuable, and getting those 8 to 10 hours of sleep is mandatory for academic success. And I have another video all about sleep, so I recommend that you check that out. I would like to close this video with a quick summary of what we learned today. So first, we learned the acronym FAST, and this is a strategy you can use for fast studying. You only have a day to study. F stands for first time success, get the problem right the first time. A stands for always take notes, handwritten notes tend to stick better, and stick to your own notes. S stands for seeing your notes before bed, because these tests will go into the subconscious part of your brain. T stands for teach someone before you go take the exam, so it's fresh in your mind. Next, we learned the acronym PACE, which one you can use when you have work time. P stands for practice test, see your level and review difficult problems. A stands for acronyms, funny words tend to stick with your brain. C stands for close your book and chunk. Closing your book allows for recall and what you've learned, and will therefore register in your mind. Chunk your time for more effective and focused studying. And lastly, E. E stands for exercise. While taking breaks, exercise to increase dopamine to do work faster. Make sure to keep these tricks in mind so that you can have it as a checklist to see if you use these strategies before you study for a big assessment or test. Well, thanks for watching this video. I really hope you found this video helpful. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!